right. Hey, good evening. Thank you guys for being here. My awesome team out there. I'd like to present to the board the concept of a 4-day balanced calendar for the school year of 26-27. I want to explore the feasibility of a 4-day balanced school calendar. This proposal is not about reducing rigor or lowering expectations. It's about long-term sustainability, recruitment, retention, and instructional effectiveness. Across New Mexico and the region, districts are implementing 4-day models as a strategic response to educator shortages and burnout. If we want to attract and retain our high-quality staff, we must remain competitive. A balanced 4-day calendar can maintain required instructional hours while allowing for more focused instructional time, intentional professional development, and targeted intervention opportunities. This is not about working less. It's about working smarter. It is also about building a calendar that supports instructional excellence, teacher retention, and student success for the long term. Maybe we're just not changing the days, but instead we're improving the rhythm and recovery of a school year. This is about recruitment and retention. The educator workforce shortage is real, and it continues to go. A 4-day balanced calendar is a competitive advantage. Neighboring districts across New Mexico and throughout the region are already implementing 4-day models. So far, 51 out of 89 districts in the state of New Mexico are a 4-day model. We must position ourselves as an employer of choice, not as the last resort. Reduce burnout and improve staff morale. Instructional time can remain strong. This is not about reducing the instructional rigor, what I said earlier. A balanced 4-day calendar can maintain required instructional hours. Longer quality instructional days can reduce transitions and increased focused learning time. We will continue to build in professional development days to allow teachers to sharpen instruction strategies, and we will maintain the required instructional hours of the K-12 Level 2 structure. Student and staff well-being is a priority. Reducing burnout, a more balanced school year, and potential attendance improvements. Financial considerations, transportation savings, utility savings, potential reduction in substitute costs, and community and family impact. The balanced calendar can reduce long breaks that cause academic regression, and shorter, more frequent breaks support mental health for both their students and our staff. So I'm asking the board to consider letting us look into a possible 4-day balanced school calendar. And I stand for any questions.
According to what I read, if we have a 4-day week, we can still, if we needed to do some professional development on a Friday, we build that in far ahead of time. Build it into the calendar.
So we would build the professional development into the calendar as I present it to you guys for approval. It's already going to be into the calendar, and we would stay with the 4 days of professional development.
But if I can, what you're asking is, can the 5th day of the week be utilized for professional development? And it could, depending on.
As of right now, it possibly could.
As they structure.
And it can be used as a makeup day in case we have snow days again. We can use that as a makeup day.
We'd have to look into that. And the reason I'm saying that is because the PED stated that a 4-day week is a 4-day week. They did not like some 4-day weeks and 5-day weeks that, transitioned into the school calendar. So I would have to check into that as we continue. So that's what I'm asking is for permission to look into these things.
Look into it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think some of my questions go around along with that is, can you have a few weeks throughout the Miss Q, if you want to sit down,
Okay, I will.
You don't have to stand up. Sorry. I think, I guess my question is, are we talking tonight for you to put together a 4-day-a-week calendar? Is that the goal, I guess? Because we obviously don't have a calendar to review right now, right?
Correct. So
okay.
My team, of course, would need to be working on that, and they are working on it right now. I have a math person who's already crunching numbers there. My financial director is also looking into that. I have a person right now looking into the days and trying to get that onto the calendar, so, yes.
I think tonight's purpose is for the board to say, we want to move forward with
Okay.
this or not, and then at the March meeting, then the calendar would be presented, et cetera, et cetera. And, and as has happened in the past, sometimes the calendar's presented to us and we have approved it that night, and sometimes we don't approve it till the next time, because, we have some questions about that. But I think the purpose of tonight's meeting is, do we want to move forward? And do we, approve the superintendent moving forward with transitioning our district to a 4-day district?
I'm in favor of investigating what it would look like. I think we need, and you probably already have a plan to do this, to check with.
Right, we will definitely, it's important to us. One of our words is communication. And so we will be gathering information from our staff, from our district and community. Yes.
So I guess back to the question, kind of goes along with Ms. Ansel, is I guess I would like to find out if you have the opportunity for some weeks to go on that Friday.
Okay.
If that's what is chosen to have the day off, is that a possibility? So
Instead of a Monday? Or
no, so I'm saying, like, let's say like this week, you had President's Day off. Could you go on Friday? So you still have a 4-day week, but that's considered a holiday. You know what I mean?
Right.
How does that? I guess
Okay,
that's
so,
something
yeah, that's a great question. So I've looked into other districts who are doing the 4-day week. And on those holidays, like President's Day, their President's Day becomes that Friday. So they were in school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday is that. So
you couldn't be off Monday. I'm just thinking for
you're thinking Monday and
the rest
Friday?
of the world.
Okay.
So you could be off on Monday and then go to school on Friday. Is essentially what you would do.
Yeah,
Like
the-
this week,
Yes.
the 4 days,
just shifts.
yes. Yeah, we do it.
But we will always keep in mind that trying to be consistent so that we don't confuse our parents.
Sure. Yeah. I was just thinking in the mind of like the rest of the world outside school, that's a bunch of people are off.
Oh, that's
that
off
one
on
day.
President's Day. Okay.
Like,
It'd be
okay, let's
nice
use
to have-
Labor Day. When you go in and look at calendars for Labor Day for 4-day schools, they go to school Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay.
Does that help answer
That
that
does.
one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've gotten this far, Ms. Q. Have you looked at beginning time of the day, ending time of the day, or are we in that
Kind of.
type of discussion right now?
I think the questions need to be
Okay.
out there so that
Right.
there's
And-
clarity.
Right, and so we're having our special board meeting tonight, and so I'm also meeting with my leadership team tomorrow for just a minute, but we're going to go more in depth at the beginning of next week. So tonight is really just to gather that permission, but I have been crunching numbers and start times and messing around with that, but I definitely want feedback from my leadership team.
And I realize that this hasn't been vetted, researched, everything, so I'm just, in general, I guess, have you looked at the start times and end times and that?
I have been. I was telling the board members that my brain hurts a little bit from all the information, just trying to gather to get a good picture to present to the leadership team.
We go 7 hours a day for the 155 days, we don't quite make it. We go 7.5, we're a little over. So we go 7.25 hours.
It would actually be 7.65 hours with a 30-minute lunch to meet the 1140 law. We have to stay within that law of 1140.
Other questions?
When you get feedback, will we like do a community forum with parents and teachers?
We're going to do a survey through our parents. We're probably
Oh, okay.
this one.
Go ahead.
I personally would like to see the board decide whether or not this is something we want to see our district move to. And then the mechanics of it would happen at the next board meeting as far as the start dates, the start times, the link, you know, and to give them time. But I would hate to, I mean, we need some community, as parents, you know, and so I'm sure it would go through the parent platform, the awareness of it. But if the board is saying, let's look at things differently, you know, let's look at what we can do differently to better serve our students and our staff, then, because I would hate to see her and her team do a whole bunch of work and then we're like, you know what, let's sit on it for a while, you know. And so I think my hope is that tonight we can give the superintendent direction of, yes, this is what we want to do, or not yet, or, you know, so that's just my personal thought. Chase, did you have something?
No, there's a lot of factors. I mean, pay, different things, different schools, different, so I mean, like, there's a lot of factors that go into it.
Did I hear Portales has voted to do 4 days next year?
They're doing it right now.
Oh, they are right now. There's so many around us, we're gonna lose teachers if we don't adjust something.
And you just did.
Right, and we want to keep rigor instruction, you know, that's first and foremost. And then, you know, I've shared with you about our staff. They work so hard and put in a lot of hours, and we, you know, we're tied to this K-12 plus 2, right, or level 2. And so I think it's good to look at other options. It doesn't mean that we're going to go with a 4-day calendar once the team gets really digging in. I had a great conversation with the cabinet this morning, and, you know, they're so good to just dig in and just with their own individual departments too, because we have to look at that. How does it affect transportation and maintenance and custodians and PD and all those things? So there are a lot of factors. We are on a time limit because our budget cannot be approved unless our calendar is approved. And so, you know, we're 3 meetings away from that. It's crazy to even say.
I like what's been said. I mean, as far as thinking outside the box and trying to do something different and see, you know, so I'm personally all for it.
And I think the message really is also is that I want our district to know that we continue to look and fight for ways that is what's best for them and the kids. You know, from the House Bill 161, trying to get that up there, looking at funding, looking at now maybe a 4-day week would be the best option, putting in the fall break that we did this year. So, you know, we're not ever going to stop looking to see what's best for our district. So I do want that message out there.
So would the motion be to have Mrs. Q and her staff continue to investigate the possibility of moving to a 4-day week?
Sure, I think that would be fine, just to you know, authorize her to begin the process of the transition to 4-day week. And, you know, we come back in 2 weeks for the board meeting and she comes back and says, we've tried everything, we can't do it, then we can all, but I personally don't think that's gonna happen. I think that, I think about things like the math intervention that is now really gonna be a part of things, and the opportunity that a little bit of expanded time, what can we do? And I mean, just on a side note, I would love to see the short, I mean, personally, everybody's tried really hard to make the Wednesdays be effective and impactful, and I think that I mean, I know we've got administrators out there, but attendance, I can't imagine that attendance is great on Wednesdays. And 4 consecutive solid days of instruction seem to make more sense when we're thinking about what's best for our kids. And that little bit of extended time gives some more flexibility for our building principals to do what they know they need to do with their staff or their kids. I mean, to me, that's a really big plus. We run into all sorts of issues all year long with attendance, but that's one. I have to wonder if maybe subs would be a little easier, just that piece alone. There's a whole lot of pieces that I think would benefit us. But I think, like you said, the competitiveness and really thinking outside the box on this. So I appreciate you doing that. So,
Well, I'm
yes.
in favor of more time during the day, secondary level at least, because I was looking, all of our periods, except for fourth period, only have 48 minutes. Fourth period has 46. And as far as a hands-on teacher, trying to get things set up and done and then taken back down, that's not enough time. So if it would add some time in the day, I'm all in favor of that.
And I think, to be clear, we would still be a K-12 plus district, so there would still be the early start, that nobody's a huge fan of, but still you would have
And we will.
more intentional.
We will communicate all those factors to our staff, to our district, because we assume when we say 4-day balanced calendar, ooh, that's a shorter year. Well, you've got to replace those Fridays somewhere. And so, so we will be looking at that and communicating that out while we put the survey out. It's to consider.
Some preliminary times, like, that other schools are using, starting in.
Well, right now, we go 7:50 to 3:30. And so, looking at that for students, and then our staff goes, we go 7:50 to 8:10, and then 7:50 to 3:30 for staff. So we could work within that parameter and changing it to 7:45 start time, 3:25. And then, so we would just have to look, we have to look for 7.65. We go over hours already. We do, yes, sir.
What did you say that number was, 7 point what?
6.5. And that's counting the 30-minute mandated lunch.
Which is included in the.
Not included.
Right, we don't. Correct, that is correct.
And you've emphasized a couple of times, and this is just my ignorance on my part, sorry. Balanced calendar, what does it mean, balanced calendar?
Just to make it a little bit more where we, like the days, we don't have such long breaks in between, just balancing out the days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Nice, there's no interruption in the middle of the week with that Wednesday, just, yes, we're gonna get as close as we can, yes.
Okay, so we have a motion out there to authorize the superintendent to move forward with planning for that. Are there any other questions?
I did make a
Yeah, Patty Ann made that.
I mean, that's a question motion, but.
We got it clarified. I wanted to make sure that I understood what you were saying.
I second.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. All right. You guys are still gonna make it in time for dinner. So, that concludes the open portion of the meeting. Do I hear a motion to move into executive session? Vanessa?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, we'll take a 5-minute recess. Thank you, everyone.